Hey, it's Malika, Church versus State. Now, sorry I look so terrible. I just woke up. But anyway, what do I care? I'm not here to look pretty for you. I'm here to talk to you. So you can look the other way and just hear my voice. Okay? There we go. Anyways, I had a guy comment on my last video about my hair, right? First Corinthians 11:14, I think is what they go by. But they, like so many, it's really pathetic. They forget to read the whole thing. Okay? This is Paul, right? And he was talking to his people. So let's go over this real quick, and you can pull this up yourself. 1 Corinthians 11. We'll start at the beginning, right? Be followers of me, even as I also am of Christ, right? I pray you, brethren, that ye remember all things and keep the ordinance as I deliver them to you. And he's delivering certain things to certain people. Okay, but you guys also remember Paul was, he had his opinions on some things. And in reality, nothing ever changes or is added to what God has already placed and put in play. Meaning the Ten Commandments, things of this nature. There is no man that would come and take away any of that. Even Christ himself said, I did not come here to take away anything but to fulfill. Okay? You can look that verbiage up in Google, just a roundabout thing, and it will show you the proper thing. Okay, so anyways, but he's saying, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, meaning above every man is Christ, right? And the head of the woman is the man, meaning the woman is beneath the man. Meaning she goes to the man then goes to Christ, and Christ goes to God. And the head of Christ is God, as I just said. Woman to man, man to Christ, Christ to God. It's kind of like in military, where you have different aspects of leadership. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonors his head. What he means by this is he's saying, when you are praying and you're covering, meaning you're not praying to your head, the one above you, meaning Christ to God, you're dishonoring. You get what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with hair. Alright? But let's go a little further so you don't think that this is something else, because people are so confused. He's talking about, he's just saying, he just told you in 11:3, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of every woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. So if you cover your head as a man, you are now covering your head to Christ. Right? Let's go to 4. But every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonors his head, meaning he dishonors Christ. Right? God sent his only begotten Son for a reason. You can't dishonor what he gave to his Son for him to do and that he fulfilled, because he brought honor to his Father. And you need to acknowledge that. But I'll go further. I know this maybe might be a little deep for this early in the morning, but I'm up and I'm talking and I haven't even had coffee yet. So either you can take what I'm saying and listen to it and maybe do a little bit of your own research, like I ask people to all the time. Due diligence, that's a business term, but put it into a biblical aspect and you'll be better off, right? I just said, but every woman that is prayeth or prophesying with her head uncovered dishonors her head, meaning if her head's uncovered, it dishonors the man, because the man is over her. So if she uncovers her head or covers her head. Because the man is the covering over her head. Christ is the covering over our head. Do you get what I'm saying? But if she tries to uncover and go through without the aspect of her man, and then he then goes to Christ, then Christ then goes to God, she dishonors. So it has nothing to do with her. For a man indeed ought not cover his head. There you go. For much as he is the image of and the glory of God. But the woman is the glory of the man. Do you get what I'm just saying? And it does talk about, on 6, it says, for the woman be not covered, but her also not be shorn. But if a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. Because if she's shorn or shaven, she appears as a man. Okay? And that goes to another thing. All Levites who were priests, Levite priests, could not have short hair or could not be bald. That's why you have these guys with the skull caps, because men would get bald back here or on top. So they put these caps on as a way to kind of think they were confusing God. You go back and read your Bible, man. It's Exodus. Go read Exodus. You'll understand that it talks about a shaven guy, a man with a shaven head, could not be a priest. So, Levites were the priests. They all had long hair. And if you were bald, you were done. Okay? So let's get to the one that he was talking about so I can end this and get my coffee. Let me see. For indeed ought not cover his head, for as much he is the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of man. That was 7. 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. That's explaining why she is to be covered versus the man not to cover. Neither was a man created for the woman, but the woman created for a man. That's 9. Right? So, hope you're following with me. Just open up your Bible and read. For that cause ought a woman to have power over her head because of the angels. Right? Because she's not having power over because of the angels. Nevertheless, is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. Okay? Like I said, it's 1 Corinthians 11. I just read to you 11:9. 11:9, right? 11:10 is for this cause ought the woman have power over her head because of the angels. 11:11, nevertheless, neither the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. 11. Sorry, I repeated that. It's early, man. 12. For as the woman is of the man, even as the man also by the woman, all things of God. That's 12. I have already read that once. I'm sorry, I'm repeating things. 13. Judge in yourself. It is to comply that a woman pray unto God uncovered. Right? And that's a question mark. Is it comply? Sometimes it's wording. It's too early. That a woman pray unto God uncovered. Doth not even in nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? It's a question, right? Right? But if a woman has long hair, it is glory unto her, for her hair is giving her for a covering. But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the church of God. Do you hear what I just said? There's certain aspects of what they were teaching, right? In his question, they were teaching. Doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is unto him a shame unto him? Where is anything in nature saying a shame of a man having long hair? You know, if you look at most animals, right? Like a duck. Let's use something simple. A mallard, right? Which one is the male? It's the pretty one. Which one is the female? Usually the old gray one. And that works in many different areas of nature. Sorry. But that's just the way it is. Paul wasn't having an issue with men with long hair. He was questioning that issue of what they were saying. And people just like to take that one verse and make it their own, right? But if any man is to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the churches of God. Meaning, he's saying it's irrelevant. That's not the issue. The issue is understanding the order, right? Now in this that I declare unto you, I praise you not, that ye come together not for the better, but for the worse. Right? For first of all, when ye come together in the church, I hear that there be division among you. Right? Obviously there was a division. They were worrying about these things that really didn't matter. There's kind of been a change. It's kind of been a change of topic, but basically in the beginning he tried to set an ordinance. You know, woman goes to man, man goes to Christ, Christ to God. And then he's saying that in the house of God. Then he changed it to a hair, and then he's made a statement. I'm trying to, consolidate this whole thing because I'm tired right now. Then he addressed whatever issues they were having, which was hair, and he said that was not an issue in the church of God. 18. He's talking about division. 19. He's caught. For there must also be heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. Right? He's already telling them that they've approved people of heresy within their group. When ye come together, therefore, into one place, this is not to eat the Lord's Supper. That's not a question. He's telling them what they're doing and how they're kind of taking things and perverting them, right? For in eating, everyone taketh before his own supper, and the one is hungry, and the other is drunken. He's saying, look, you guys are all over the place. You're saying one thing and doing another, right? What? And then he goes, what? Have ye not houses to eat and to drink in? Or despise the church of God, and shame them that have not? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I praise you not. So, all you guys that have problems with men with hair, let me end it with this. When my mother was wanting to have children for a few years after her marriage and wasn't having children, because sometimes it happens quickly, sometimes it takes a while for some people. You know what she wanted? And I'll tell you, my mother is probably the greatest woman of God I've ever met. And I tell you, when she passes away, all hell's going to break loose on this world, because I think she's one of the few people that are holding it together. And you can take that out however you want. But on the day she passes, I will post a video and I will tell you, we don't have any time. It's it. He's only holding back the destruction because, oh my, oh mama. And you may not like what I have to say there, but it's absolute truth. But here's something I'll tell you. When my mother wanted children, she wanted 2 children. She said she wanted a young boy with dark, curly hair. Right? And a daughter with straight, blonde hair that would be the younger by 2 years. Guess what she got, folks? Exactly what she asked for. And let me tell you something too. I've never met a woman so blessed, and a woman that knows the Bible probably better than anybody than my mother. I don't have to. I mean, I'm not saying this to be pompous. I'm just saying I don't always have to read the Word to know it. And I'll tell you why. When I was in my mother's womb, what do you think she was doing? Just letting you know. She was reading. I've always known this stuff. I've always figured it out. I've always kind of intuitively knew it. But I also know that when I was in her, when I was in the womb, becoming who I would become, she was reading this to me. Constantly. Every day. I know, because she still doesn't. Anyways, I gotta go. Malachi signing